The rain-slicked windshield blurred the world outside, but I could still make out the shape of her car, parked crookedly under the sodium glow of a street lamp. My pulse hammered in my throat as I gripped the steering wheel, the cold leather creaking under my fingers. It was 2:17 a.m., and Elise's text had said she was staying late at the office. Yet here she was, in a deserted lot by the pier. Her sedan nestled too close to a black SUV I didn't recognize. My headlights caught a glint of movement inside. Two shadows, too intimate, too entwined. My stomach lurched, a sickening twist of dread and fury, as I killed the engine and sat frozen, rain drumming on the roof like a countdown to something I wasn't ready to face. For months, I'd ignored the signs. The late nights she blamed on her promotion. The way her phone buzzed at odd hours, her fingers quick to silence it. The perfume she started wearing. Sharp, unfamiliar, not the soft lavender she'd loved for years. I told myself it was nothing. Elise was ambitious, driven. She was allowed to change. But doubt had crept in, a slow poison seeping into my thoughts. I'd followed her tonight, hating myself for it, driven by a gnawing need to know. Now, staring at her car, I felt like a fool who'd been handed the truth but refused to open the package. I stepped out into the rain, the chill biting through my jacket. The pier smelled of salt and decay. The distant crash of waves a low growl beneath the storm. My boots splashed through puddles as I approached her car, heart pounding so loud I thought it might betray me. The SUV's windows were fogged, but through a gap I saw her. Elise, my wife of 7 years, her head tilted back, laughter spilling from her lips as a man's hand rested on her thigh. The sight was a knife, slicing through denial, leaving only raw, bleeding certainty. I didn't think. I rapped on the window, sharp and loud. The laughter stopped. Elise's head snapped toward me, her eyes wide, mouth falling open in a silent gasp. The man, broad-shouldered, dark hair, a stranger, froze, his hand retreating as if burned. The door flew open, and Elise stumbled out, her blouse half unbuttoned, hair mussed. "Mark, oh God, it's not," she started, her voice trembling, but I cut her off. "Save it," I said, my voice low, jagged. The rain plastered my hair to my forehead, but I didn't care. I saw enough. Her face crumpled, tears mixing with the rain. "Please let me explain. It's not what you think." Her hands reached for me, but I stepped back, the distance between us a chasm I hadn't known existed until now. "Then what is it, Elise?" I demanded, my voice rising despite myself. "You're in his car at 2 a.m, laughing, his hands all over you. What am I supposed to think?" She flinched, wrapping her arms around herself. The man stayed in the SUV, his silhouette still, watching us like a predator sizing up a fight. "It's complicated," she whispered. "I didn't mean for this to happen." "Complicated?" I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "We promised each other forever. Was that complicated too?" Her silence was louder than the storm. I turned away, unable to look at her, my mind replaying every moment I'd dismissed. Her distracted smiles, the way she'd stopped wearing her wedding ring, claiming it was uncomfortable at work. I'd wanted to believe her. I'd wanted to trust the woman who'd stood with me through my father's death, who'd laughed with me over cheap wine on our tiny balcony, who'd whispered she loved me every night before sleep. But that woman felt like a ghost now, replaced by this stranger shivering in the rain. "Mark, I still love you," she said, her voice breaking. I needed something else. Someone who saw me, not just the wife, the partner. I felt invisible. Her words stung, each one a fresh wound. Invisible. I'd spent years building a life for us, working overtime to afford the house she wanted, planning the family she said she dreamed of. Invisible. I echoed, turning to face her. "I gave you everything, Elise. Was it not enough?" Her eyes darted to the SUV, then back to me, guilt etched into every line of her face. "It's not about enough. It's about me." I needed to feel alive. The man finally stepped out, his boots crunching on the wet gravel. He was taller than me, his jaw sharp, his eyes cautious but not remorseful. "Look, man," he said, hands raised. This doesn't have to be a thing. We're just... Don't, I snapped, my fists clenching. You don't get to talk to me like we're buddies. You're in a car with my wife. He nodded, backing off, but his calm infuriated me more. I wanted him to fight, to give me a reason to unleash the rage boiling inside. But Elise stepped between us, her hands on my chest. Mark, please. Let's go home. We can talk. Talk. I shook my head, stepping back from her touch. What's left to say? You made your choice. Her tears fell harder, but I felt no pity, only a hollow ache where love used to be. I turned to leave, but her voice stopped me. I'm pregnant, she said, so softly I almost missed it. The world tilted. I faced her, searching her eyes for a lie, but there was only fear and truth staring back. Is it mine? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. She hesitated, and that pause was an answer. The man shifted uncomfortably, looking away. My knees buckled, but I stayed upright, clinging to the last shred of my dignity. How long have you known? I asked. A month, she admitted, her voice breaking. I wasn't sure. I didn't know how to tell you. Month. A month of lies, of her carrying this secret while I planned our future. The rain felt like it was drowning me now, each drop a reminder of how blind I'd been. You begged me to stay, I said, my voice cold. But you were already gone. I walked away, her sobs fading behind me, the pier stretching into the dark like a road to nowhere. In my car I sat, staring at the blurred lights of the city, my heart a battlefield of love and betrayal. I'd loved her fiercely, blindly, but love wasn't enough to mend what she'd broken. As I drove into the night, I realized the twist wasn't her infidelity or the pregnancy. It was the part of me that still wanted to forgive her, even now.